Which platform is actually best to promote your music on? Is it Spotify, YouTube, Instagram and Facebook ads, or SoundCloud? We've gotten nearly 500 million impressions, views, and streams promoting music and music products across all these different platforms. And I promise you, if you stick with me for the next few minutes, you will learn more about where and why to promote your music than you have ever learned before. Let's start with Spotify. Most Spotify promotion, like ours, is done through independent playlist placements. This means that we went out and found independent curators who have playlists across all different genres, and we pitch music to them and then review it and see if it's right for their list or not. Now here we're going to tell you some pros and cons about Spotify promotion. The pros are, if you want to get signed to a bigger label, you want to get your numbers up on Spotify because they do check for your numbers on Spotify when looking to get signed. The second is if you want to use your numbers as leverage for other opportunities, such as getting into TV and film placements. And lastly, like it or not, Spotify just has a lot of listeners and people on the platform. So even though they can't comment on songs, people still are subscribed to Spotify and listen to new music on Spotify and have their collection on there. So if they look on your profile and don't see a lot of activity, like it or not, for whatever vain reason, it influences how much they're going to like your music. So if your numbers are up on there, they are more likely to like your songs. Some cons about Spotify promotion: it's not the best for location-based targeting or interacting and growing relationship with your fans. On Spotify, yes, they have a lot of listeners, but you can't comment with your listeners, you can't DM them, there's no real videos. I mean, they have some videos on Spotify, but it's not a video platform, so they can't really see you. There's no interaction that way. It's not a social media platform. It's just a music streaming platform, where some other options and other platforms are more built for interaction with your listeners. Also, the location-based targeting can only really be done via Spotify audio ads. And the Spotify audio ads, honestly, they're just expensive in comparison to other advertising platforms. So yes, sometimes people do Facebook and Instagram advertising to try and shoot over traffic to Spotify, but it just gets more and more expensive that way, and it's not the best for location-based targeting. For YouTube ads, you can promote nearly anywhere to anybody doing anything. With YouTube, you can get very specific and target by niche genre. On Spotify, the promotion is going to be broader, whereas on YouTube, you can get as targeted as you want, even down to promoting next to a specific song by a specific artist. The biggest downside of YouTube is honestly just the time it takes to create videos. So with Spotify promotion, you can just make the song, upload it on Spotify, and just get straight to promoting. But with YouTube, sometimes maybe you do want to promote a music video. You don't have to. You can promote lyric videos and even album cover artwork videos, and they do just fine on YouTube. But sometimes you want to go through the extra effort of creating the videos. Thus, it takes more time to get started. With Facebook and Instagram ads, you can target by location and you can target by niche genre much more efficiently than you would on a Spotify. It's a little bit less targeted than you would get on a YouTube, especially if it's an artist that is not verified on Facebook and Instagram. So with Facebook and Instagram ads, you can only target by verified artists. So even if it's an artist that has a lot of fans and a lot of activity going on their Facebook or Instagram, you actually cannot target them in the interest section until they're verified. Whereas on YouTube, you can target whatever keywords you want. The other con of Facebook and Instagram ads as opposed to YouTube would be that people are not on Facebook and Instagram specifically for the purpose of listening to music. Whereas people do go to YouTube specifically for the purpose of listening to music, and you can catch them when they're in that mood. On Facebook and Instagram, you have to turn them into that mood when they're on the platform because they're just scrolling for different content. Sometimes there's no real focus, whereas on YouTube, usually you can get them in the mood where they're specifically targeted for listening to music. But Instagram is also great for building relationships with your listeners or new fans. So people are on Instagram all the time and they scroll through your page. They feel like you have a real connection with them on Instagram, maybe even more so than YouTube sometimes. So for building that relationship and getting people out to your shows and to your tours and buying merchandise, Instagram is a great place to build your fan base, and it's easiest to do whenever you're running ads directly on Instagram. You also have Instagram influencer promotion, not to be confused with running ads on the Facebook ads management platform. So whenever you're running Instagram influencer promotion, you are most similar to the Spotify promotion, where you're finding different bigger channels that will feature your video on their channel so that you find new fans via their influence. Some pros of this method are it might actually end out cheaper going with this route versus running via the Instagram ads platform, because sometimes when you get featured on one of these bigger channels, then another channel picks it up and another channel picks it up, so on and so forth, where it ends up being cheaper than if you just ran the ads yourself. Some cons of this method are you usually can't get too specific when it comes to location, or if you have some niche genre stuff where you're trying to find really targeted people. So if you're touring or you want to do shows and concerts, this method probably isn't the best. You can try out a little bit of it just to see if it works, but I wouldn't go crazy spending my money on this method, especially if you're touring, trying to sell merchandise, those types of things. The best methods for touring and merchandise are going to be either your YouTube ads or your custom Instagram and Facebook ads, running ads via the ads platform. And lastly, we have Soundcloud. The biggest pro of Soundcloud is they have a very dedicated and loyal community. Some cons of Soundcloud are they're the smallest of all these platforms, so your reach is going to be more limited on there, and they do not do well with all genres. You can pretty much promote all genres on those other platforms, but when it comes to SoundCloud, you're going to want to stick with your electronic genres or your urban genres. So that goes EDM, future bass, dubstep, hip hop, R&B, sometimes pop. Those are okay on SoundCloud, but if you go for your classical, your rock, you're going to want to stick with the other platforms. So now that you're equipped with this knowledge, click the button in this video and get started promoting your music to the right audience on the right platform by us. Like I said, we've done nearly 500 million impressions, views, and streams promoting music across all these different platforms, and we've done just about every genre you can think of. Click the button in this video and get started today. If you have more questions, hit us up in the live chat, or there's also a number right below the order form where you can call us and get more info there too. You can also check right above the order form for more frequently asked questions, and click on the campaign bonuses section where you can see some deals we have on giving out our free ebook and audiobook with every order, as well as a deal listed on getting a free social media ads course and a free Spotify playlist growth course. So click the button in this video and me and my team will get started on your order today.